We're back again. Hello and welcome to Gago Trikemenyo Motoina. But before we go on today, probably you are beaten up when you're in Standard 5 and you are given something we call a Monto. Yes, that is why we are here today. Now, I have realized, after talking with a lot of my friends and my listeners on my YouTube channel, that trying to talk about Kikuyu proverbs, it resonates, yes, with people of my age and people who are maybe older than me a bit. But when it comes to our children, those who have come from us, then it is a bit difficult. And that's why I've even changed the language of communication in my channel today. Because I just realized that many of us who are trying to propagate these proverbs in Kikuyu or whatever languages are the very same people who were in primary school. When in primary school, Standard 4, Standard 5, Standard 6, you were given a device called Monto for speaking your, what they used to call then the mother tongue. And probably that is why that kind of feeling has never really left you. And what you have done today is to bring up children who still feel like speaking another language other than that which you were taught of our colonizers is somehow inferior. I remember talking to a friend of mine who said that in their school, something I hope that doesn't happen these days actually, is that they used to have a monto that was made of animal skin that had not dried up completely well, meaning that it used to emit some smell and you'd have to hang it around your neck. And the shame it brought about during the rest of the day, when everybody would see that you're the kind of person who is unable to communicate in the language that the teachers want. And I'm not saying, I'm not casting aspersion, I'm not saying the teachers of that time failed in any way in bringing us up. No. I have utmost respect for all the teachers, especially those who taught us English rather, and any other language for that matter. What I'm talking about is the methods that may have been used then may probably be what is making us unable to teach the generation that came after us the languages that we were taught by our fathers. You would come from home where your mother is speaking Kikuyu, your father speaks Kikuyu, your relatives, brothers and sisters, aunties, uncle, and immediately you approach the school gate, somebody tells you, if you speak the language that you've been taught at home, you are not only inferior, we are going to beat you up. We are going to punish you for that. We are going to have you carry around a device that you used to call a monto. You are going to help us catch other people that are doing the same thing that you are doing. And you probably be branded a failure. Now, that had two effects. One, it made every one of us a snitch. You'd have to go and snitch on other people's conversations and hear who did not use a very appropriate word in it. It used to be something very bad. And two, it made some people who are really afraid of getting the punishment just keep quiet almost the whole day. It was actually torture. We should talk to the government, to petition the government to pay us some money. You know, like some victims are paid money for some bad things that happened to them during those earlier times. There should be a ministry of compensation. Compensate all of us who are beaten up for speaking Kikuyu in school. But that said, I'm trying to play my role here and say, if I come up with proverbs and songs and things that we can carry on to the next generation, I'm picking up from those who wrote books, and I really feel appreciated for anybody who had written books that are in the Kikuyu language. We are trying to convert them into some other digital methods through YouTube. What is your role, even at home with your children? Let us try as much as possible. We may not undo the entire damage. Just like the damage was not all done in one day. It took years. It took a lot of beating. It took Montos and other devices that I would dread even to think that something like that goes on in any school in Kenya today. But we will be there. We will be able to petition even governments and other institutions to encourage local languages to be taught in school. And don't give me that thing, I come from Nairobi, Kisumu, Mombasa, we are cosmopolitan, we have... No, it doesn't mean that when I'm in Kiambu, I have to be taught Kikuyu. We just choose one local language and it will be taught in school, and we could all do Kamba, even if we are in Muranga. And it helps people continue carrying on that which was theirs. After all, I have friends of mine who learned English like I did, but then moved on and they do big works in France, in Germany, in Japan, and all those other languages they learned way after school, which means it could have been done any other time other than just when we were in formation years. So as we continue talking about the Kikuyu proverbs, which we will, now in that season where we stay at home and talk, so I will talk about many of them in the coming few days. Help me by going back to your children, especially if you have young ones. Don't think you can turn around the Swahili they've been speaking, the Sheng they've been speaking, the English or any other language that they speak at home suddenly and make them Kikuyu gurus. No, that is not going to happen. But you will be able to change a word or two, make them understand the benefit of having to align themselves with the source, where they came from, their history, because many people are paying a lot of money to access history. This is history for free. We say, no one person is endowed with all the knowledge there is. There is always somebody who will know something much more than yourself, or even much better. But if you take your time and teach your own children the little there is to know from what you have taken down from your parents, they will keep it. And then you thank me later. Tuonane on the other side. Thank you.